What's going on, everybody? This is Deshaun T. Raw, host of the Bell to the Books YouTube channel, and today we're going to be going over my NBA plus a little bit of college picks and predictions. Um, Last night had a great day. Swept NBA 3-0. College went 2-2. Florida State had them minus 2.5. They were blowing out Pittsburgh the entirety of that game. Came down to the final minutes. Florida State ended up only winning by 1. Then I had Purdue minus 10.5. Something was telling me to pick Northwestern, but I was like, Purdue coming off a loss. They might be angry, but that's on me as a handicapper. Should have known, Northwestern, a decent team. It's senior night for them. They're getting double digits at home, so that's on me. But we bounce back, and we're gonna do the same thing today. So, let's get right into it, man. First game up, we got the Dallas Mavericks at the Orlando Magic, 7:00 p.m. EST. Magic 8.5-point home favorites, over under 229.5. Y'all already know what we got to do. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. All right, Klay Thompson is a game time decision for Dallas, but he is listed as probable per ESPN. Marvin Bagley is out. Brandon Williams is listed as probable per ESPN. Najee Marshall is listed as probable per ESPN. Cooper Flagg is a game time decision. For the Magic, Anthony Black is a game time decision. Wendell Carter Jr. is a game time decision, and Franz Wagner is still out. So for the Mavericks, pretty much going to have all their heavy hitters. Like I said, just keep an eye out, see if they get Cooper Flagg back for this game. For the Mavericks, they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. They're currently on a 4-game losing streak. This will be their second straight road game. For the Magic, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 4th straight home game. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. This will be the first matchup between these two teams this season. With the Magic, I really just can't trust them right now. If this gets anywhere near double digits, I'm probably going to play Dallas. Like I said, that's all I needed to see for Dallas. Like I said, Anthony Black, he may not play, so that'll be a huge loss for the Magic, but who knows? Like I say, it's a game time decision. But getting Brandon Williams back, getting Najee Marshall back, getting Klay Thompson back, and that lineup for Dallas, they get all their hitters. Like I said, just got to see if Cooper Flagg returns tonight. But even if he doesn't, like I said, until the Magic show me otherwise, I just will not be on the side of them. I don't trust Dallas either. Don't get me wrong. Orlando is head and shoulders the better basketball team. It's just, like I said, Orlando just cannot be trusted right now. Dallas can't either. But I'm not going to sit right here and lay 8.5 with the Magic at the crib. I just can't do it. So if this gets to 10, I'm probably going to play Dallas if I can get a 10.5. Like I said, it's just a play on the spot. Like I said, Dallas getting everybody back. I think they can hang with Orlando. Like I said, Orlando just has not been showing me that they're the true dominant team that I think they can be. They just haven't been playing that well. So, like I said, at the number right now, it's a no bet for me. But if I can get at least a 10.5, 9.5, I mean, it's a little dicey, but I still think that's a lot of points. So 9.5, I may play Dallas, but like I said, look for a 9.5, 10.5, and I'll be on Dallas. Next one up, I got the Utah Jazz at the Washington Wizards. Wizards 2.5-point home favorites, over under 243.5. It's a really, really high total. For the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen is out. Vince Williams Jr. is out. Nurkic is out. Jackson Jr. is out. Kessler is out. For the Wizards, Keontae George is out. Keyshawn George, excuse me. I don't know why I keep on thinking his name is Keontae. Keyshawn George is out. Jameer Watkins, is that his name? Yep. He is out. Vukcevic is out. Anthony Gill is a game time decision. Excuse me. Alex Sarr is out. But I think Trae Young makes his debut tonight for this game. I think Trae Young will be in the lineup for this game. Jazz, clean sweep, 0-5 in their last 5 games. This will be their second straight home game. Second straight road game. And on top of that, they're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel coming from Philadelphia. They're on a 5-game losing streak. For the Wizards, clean sweep as well, 0-5 in their last 5 games. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. This will be their first game since the 2nd of March. This will be the first matchup between these two teams this season. And like I said, man, let me see what their lineup looks like with Trae Young in it. So you got Trae Young, Trey Johnson, Will Riley, Bilal, Vucevic is out. You still have Champagnie, Jane Harden, Bub Carrington, Sharif Cooper. I would have loved for Alex Sarr to play in this game, but God damn it, man. This game is even. This game is even. It's even. At the number, it would be Washington minus the 2.5 for me. I feel like if this gets up and over a bucket, I feel like you have to play Utah if this gets up and over a bucket. The only thing about playing Utah is, like I said, they're on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. They haven't been playing well at all as of late. They haven't been playing well at all. This is Trae Young's debut game for the Wizards tonight. Oh, boy, man. It'd be Washington or pass for me. I think Washington does just enough to win this game. Like I said, Utah, like I said, coming off a back-to-back with travel. They haven't been playing well. This is a good spot for the Wizards. They have the rest advantage. They're at home. Yeah, give me the Wizards minus 2.5 in this one, but it's an ugly, ugly game. I probably will be watching this game to see how Trae Young fits in with that Wizards team. Like I said, I wish Sarr was playing in this game and Keyshawn George. If Keyshawn George and Alex Sarr was playing this game, this would not be 2.5. This would probably be more like 5.5 for Washington. But at the current number, give me Washington, and I'll lay 2.5. Next game up, we have the Brooklyn Nets at the Miami Heat, 7:30 p.m. EST. Heat, 12.5-point home favorites, over under 225.5. For Brooklyn, Igor Demon is out. For the Heat, Fontecchio is out. Jovic is out. Powell is out. For the Nets, clean sweep, 0-5 in their last 5 games. This will be their second straight road game. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. For the Heat, winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight home game. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak. These two teams have already met twice this season. Miami leads the season series 2-0. Miami picked up a 106-95 win in Brooklyn and on December 18th. And then these two teams just recently played 2 days ago on the 3rd in Miami. Miami got a 124-98 win at home at the crib. If we go back to this game, let's see who was in and out for them. Fontecchio, he played. He won't be playing in this game. And that's pretty much it because Jovic didn't play and Powell didn't play either, and they're both going to be out. They're just going to be missing Fontecchio. So, yep, that's it. So pretty much same lineup, excluding Fontecchio in this game. In terms of the total, give me an under. Give me an under. It's already hit in their past 2 games. Brooklyn has not scored over 98 points against this Miami team. So, yeah, I think similar thing happens. Yes, I know this is a good revenge spot for Brooklyn right here to kind of get revenge on Miami. But like I said, these two teams have already met twice this season. They've blown them out both times. So, like I said, I'm going to lean an under in this game, under 225.5. I think this is a low-scoring game. The only way this over hits is if this is a close game in the fourth quarter and the Heat don't cover that spread. That's the only way this is a close game and this goes over. Like I said, I honestly think the same thing happens. I think Miami is heading towards the better basketball team. They're at home. And like I said, I mean, they're Miami's not safe. Miami is not safe. You have Atlanta that's playing really good basketball right now. You have Charlotte playing really, really good basketball right now. Both of those teams just picked up road wins yesterday. Atlanta won on the road in Milwaukee last night. And Charlotte took Boston behind the woodshed last night and blew them out. So they're closing in on Miami. They're closing in. So Miami cannot afford to be losing these games to Brooklyn. So they need to keep their hand on the swivel, keep playing how they've been playing, and they need to go ahead and get Brooklyn out of town. So give me the Heat. I'll lay the 12.5. And also give me the under 225.5 in this one. If you can find a good team total under for Brooklyn, I would also take that too, because I think, similar thing happens. I think Miami locks down defensively and this game goes under. So give me Brooklyn team total under whatever the number is as well. Next one up, we got the Golden State Warriors at the Houston Rockets, 7:30 p.m. EST. Rockets 9.5-point home favorites, over under 215.5. For Golden State, Seth Curry is out, Porzingis is out, Gary Payton II is a game time decision. Will Richard is out, Moses Moody is out. For the Rockets, Amen Thompson is a game time decision. Jabari Smith Jr. is a game time decision. Alfred Sengun is a game time decision. Jayshawn Tate is out. No, that's not Jayshawn Tate. Yes, it is. He is out, and Steven Adams is out. For the Warriors, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first road game since the 25th of February. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. For Houston, they're winners of 4 out of their last 5 games. This will be their first home game since the 25th of February. They played 3 straight road games. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. These two teams have already played once this season. Houston got a 104-100 win in Golden State in November. Now they're coming back to H-Town right here. And like I said, just keep an eye on the injury report, man. This injury report is ugly for both teams. Like I said, no Porzingis, no Will Richard. Gary Payton might not play. No Moses Moody. No Seth Curry. But for the Rockets, it's even worse. Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, Sengun, all are game time decisions. I do think all of them do end up suiting up and playing in this game, in which give me the Rockets -9.5. I think they absolutely blitz Golden State. Even with Curry back, that I don't care. Houston plays their significantly better basketball at home. I will not have a bet on this game personally, because Houston's on my do not bet list and I don't trust them. And 2, I don't want to bet the Warriors right now. I would rather bet them in the Chase Center, not on the road. So it will be Houston -9.5 for me, but ultimately no bet. Next game up, we got the best game of the night. We got the Detroit Pistons at my favorite team, the San Antonio Spurs, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Spurs, 3.5-point home favorites, over under 228.5. For the Spurs, Mason Plumlee is out. He's reconditioning, getting back to game speed, getting back. I think that will be a really, really good pickup for us, just in case one of our guys get into foul trouble, Cornette and or Wemby. You could just throw Plumlee in. Harrison Barnes, he'll miss his 2nd straight game. Harrison Ingram, he's a game time decision. Detroit, fully healthy. For Detroit, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 3rd straight road game. They are currently on a 1-game losing streak. For the Spurs, winners of 4 out of their last 5 games. 5 out of their last 5 games were all played on the road. This will be their first home game in a while back in the Frostbank Center. We are currently on a 1-game winning streak after blowing out Philadelphia. We've already matched up once this season. San Antonio got a 114-103 win in Detroit. Now coming back to the Frostbank Center. And I'm sticking straight to it. Give me the Spurs. I'll lay the 3.5. Like I said, I think we're heading towards the better basketball team here. We're back at home in front of our fans right here. Like I said, we haven't been at home in a while. We've been on this rodeo trip right here and did pretty good. 4-1 in our last 5 games on the road. On the road. Can't ask for anything better now. We're back in front of our fans. We've already seen this team already. We're prepared. We're ready. We still got all of our main hitters in this game. I think we're 3.5 point home favorites for a reason. So give me San Antonio. I'll lay 3.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Toronto Raptors at the Minnesota Timberwolves, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Timberwolves 5.5 point home favorites, over under 226.5. For the Raptors, Colin Murray-Boyles is out. Brandon Ingram is a game-time decision. For the Timberwolves, Joe Ingles is out. For the Raptors, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak. For the T-Wolves, they're winners of 4 out of their last 5 games. This will be their second straight home game. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak. They've been playing really good basketball. These 2 teams have already met once this season. Minnesota got a 128-126 win in Toronto on the 4th of February. That's my sister's birthday. Shout out to her. Revenge spot for Toronto right here. Minnesota, house of disappointment. Can't trust Minnesota at home. I would love for Brandon Ingram to play in this game, so just keep an eye out for the injury report there. But yeah, it would be Toronto in a 5.5 for me. This line might grow with Ingram being out, but there's just no way I can trust Minnesota at home. I can't do it. Every time they're riding high and stuff like that, they're looking unstoppable. They always just lose a random home game, and it's at home. And I think this is a game that they can ultimately, honestly lose outright. So it will be Toronto plus a 5.5 for me. Like I said, just keep an eye out on the injury report for Brandon Ingram. He is a game-time decision. But, yeah, give me the Raptors. Lean to 5.5 in this one. Next one up, we got the Chicago Bulls at the Phoenix Suns, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Suns, 11.5 point home favorites, over under 224.5. For the Bulls, Patrick Williams is a game-time decision, but he is listed as doubtful per ESPN. Jalen Smith, he is a game-time decision. He is also listed as doubtful per ESPN. Montas Buzelis is a game-time decision. Josh Giddey is a game-time decision. And Jaden Ivey is out. For Phoenix, Mark Williams is out. Jordan Goodwin is also out. And Dylan Brooks is out. For the Bulls, they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. 5 out of their last 5 games are all played in the United Center, all at home. This will be their first road game in a while. They're currently on a 1-game losing streak. For the Suns, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. 4 out of their last 5 games were all played at home. This will be their first home game since the 26th of February. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak. This will be the first matchup between these 2 teams this season, and give me Phoenix. I'm going to lay the points with them. I'll lay the 11.5. Chicago stinks. They are not a good basketball team, and there's just no way I'm going to trust them to cover a number on the road, especially against a decent covering team in Phoenix. Phoenix is decently really good ATS, and they're at home, in which they play their better basketball. So, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to trust Phoenix to cover this. Like I said, Devin Booker is in the lineup, Jalen Green in the lineup, and their supporting cast. That's all I need. So, give me Phoenix. I'll lay it at 11.5 in this one. Excuse me. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets, 10 o'clock p.m. EST. Nuggets, 5.5 point home favorites, over under 240.5. Man, we're running through these. For the Lakers, Maxi Kleber is a game-time decision. For the Nuggets, Spencer Jones is out. Cam Johnson is a game-time decision. Aaron Gordon is out, and Payne Watson is out. For the Lakers, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. excuse me, this will be their first road game since the 28th of February. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. For the Nuggets, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. They're currently on a 1-game winning streak. This will be their first home game since the 1st of March. This will be the second meeting between these two teams this season. LA got a 115-107 win in Denver in the first meeting on January 20th, which is my birthday. Shout out to me. Big revenge spot for Denver. And they're also at home. I trust Denver's bench more than I trust the Lakers bench. That should tell you all you need to know and how I'm leaning in this game, even though Denver's defense is absolutely atrocious. It is bad. I just think that this is a really, really good spot for Denver to get revenge on a team that already beat you in the Ball Arena this season. Granted, I don't think Jokic played in that game, but whatever. Get revenge spot for Denver. Denver does have the rest advantage. They're at home where they play their significantly better basketball. Keep an eye out for Cam Johnson. I would love for him to play in this game, but it would be Denver minus the 5.5 for me. I just need him to step up in this game. I do. I need him to step up. That also is a really, really high total. I also leaned it under 240.5. I don't think it gets over that. I think the total should be more, maybe 236.5. So, yeah, I'll definitely be on the Nuggets minus the 5.5 and the under 240.5 in this one. And for our final NBA game of the day, we have the New Orleans Pelicans at the Sacramento Kings, 10 o'clock p.m. EST. Pelicans, 4.5-point road favorites, over under 234.5. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson is a game-time decision. Trey Murphy, also a game-time decision. DeJounte Murray is out. For the Kings, Keegan Murray, he is out. DeAndre Hunter is out. Carwell's out. Sabonis is out. Levine is out. For the Pelicans, they're winners of 3 out of their last 5 games. This will be their 5th straight road game. My goodness, the 5th straight road game. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. For the Kings, they're winners of 2 out of their last 5 games. 4 out of their last 5 games were all playing on the road. This will be their 2nd straight home game. They're currently on a 2-game losing streak. These two teams have already met once this season. New Orleans got a 120-94 win in the Smoothie King Arena. Now, Kings coming back home. Kings are really, really bad. Just keep an eye out for the injury report about Zion and Trey Murphy. If both of those guys give it a go, definitely it'll be on the Pels minus the 4.5. And that's how I'm still gonna lean. I just cannot take Sacramento. There's just no shot. I can't. There's just no way I'm betting Sacramento. I'm not betting this game at all anyway. If I can still get a 4.5 and Zion and Trey Murphy are in, then I might pull the trigger just in case I don't have anything else late. But it would be Pelicans minus 4.5 for me, but ultimately a no bet. Now we're going to transition over to college basketball. We got the USF Bulls at the Memphis Tigers, 9 o'clock p.m. EST. The Bulls are 6.5-point favorites, over under 160.5. USF, pretty much they're the best team in the conference. Memphis is not the same Memphis team that we know to love under Penny Hardaway. It would be the USF Bulls. I'll lay the number. USF has already blew this team out in South Florida already. Like I said, at first I was looking to lay the points with Memphis just because they're at home. I think this is their senior night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is senior night for Memphis. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me see. Yep, this is their senior night for Memphis, last home game of the season. USF is just head and shoulders just a better basketball team here. 6.5. Like I said, I got burned yesterday. Thinking that Purdue, better basketball team on the road. They were laying double digits, though. Purdue ended up winning the game by 4, but they were laying double digits. And I still took Purdue. And like I said, Purdue only won by 4. I lost the bet. This is a much shorter bet. This is 6.5 here. I'm still going to lean USF minus the 6.5. Like I said, Memphis is just an absolute dumpster fire. I know it's senior night, but that's just not going to do it for me. Like I said, Memphis has been a complete fade all season. So give me USF. I'll lay the 6.5 with them. And this one. Next game up, we got Michigan at Iowa. 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Michigan, 8.5-point road favorites over under 145.5. This is also a pretty interesting game. I think this might be senior night for them too, for Iowa. Let's see if I can find it for Iowa. Yep, this will be senior night for Iowa. Iowa does have Nebraska, a road game against Nebraska on deck, which is their senior night game for Nebraska. So this is, like I said, I think this is a really, really good spot for Michigan. But also on top of that, this is, I don't know. This is a bad spot for both teams because Michigan has Michigan State on deck, but it's a home game for Michigan and senior day for them next week in their next game. Iowa, like I said, this is their senior night right now, tonight. And then the following game, they got to go to Nebraska. So 2 very much look-ahead spots. It's just for Michigan, it's a look-ahead spot for them being at home. Iowa's a look-ahead spot because they're on the road. Like I said, Iowa at home right here. Michigan tends to do this against teams like this. I'm going to take Michigan. I'm going to lay the 8.5. I just think Michigan is head and shoulders the better basketball team here. And I mean, that's no surprise. Let me see if these two teams have already played once this season. They have not. This will be the first matchup between these two teams, and it's on the road. Like I said, I just think that Michigan is just going to come in here and just absolutely dog walk Iowa. I really do. I really do think they're going to come in and dog walk them. So it'd be Michigan, and I'll lay the 8.5 here in this one. Next one up, we got Rutgers at Michigan State. Michigan State, 18.5-point home favorites over under 141.5. This is definitely a look-ahead spot for Michigan. From Michigan State, excuse me. They have Michigan on deck. This is senior day for Michigan State. Rutgers, not good. Not good at all. Rutgers doesn't have anything to play for. And, yes, I know 18.5 points on senior day is a big, big spread. I kind of want to lean Rutgers. Just because of that look-ahead game. Let me look at the standings here for that conference, the Big Ten. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I mean, Michigan has already clinched the regular season title outright. Like I said, Michigan State, they're tied in the rankings with Nebraska and Illinois. They're all sitting at 14-5. Well, no, Michigan State sitting at 14-4. Nebraska and Illinois both sitting at 14-5 in conference. And like I said, Michigan State has a really, really tough rivalry game, and it's a road game for them on deck. I really do think it's a definite look-ahead spot for Michigan State. So it would be Rutgers or pass for me. That is a lot of points, a lot of points to be laying at home in East Lansing. Yes, I know Michigan State can absolutely blow the doors off of Rutgers, but I think Michigan State is cool with this being an 11 to 13 point win here, and I think that happens. At worst, I think Michigan State wins by like 16, but I think Rutgers does enough to keep this close. So it'd be Rutgers plus 18.5 in this one. Also got a few other ones that you guys might be interested in. Mississippi Valley State is on the road playing Jackson State. This is Jackson State's senior night game. Later points with Jackson State minus the 10.5. I think they blow the doors off of Mississippi Valley State. Mississippi Valley State is really, really fucking bad. They're probably the worst team I've ever seen in my life. I know there was something else that I liked on here. St. Thomas of Minnesota. I'll lay the 6.5 with them at in their quarterfinal conference game against South Dakota State. I'll lay the 6.5 with St. Thomas. What else? I'll lay the 15.5 with Navy going against Bucknell in their Patriot League conference tournament. Lay the 15.5 with Navy. And yeah. So I'm gonna run through it again. In a Patriot League conference tournament, lay the 15.5 with Navy against Bucknell. Mississippi Valley State at Jackson State, lay the 10.5 with Jackson State at home. And in the Summit League Conference Championship game, give me St. Thomas of Minnesota minus 6.5 against South Dakota State. And that's going to wrap up my NBA plus college basketball picks and predictions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. I know this was a longer video, but it's definitely going to be worth it. Let's make some money today. Share these videos with a friend. Ultimately, the final decision comes down to you to make these bets. I'm just here to give you my opinion and my thoughts on these games. Also, check out my homeboy at Marky Picks. He's over there killing the player prop scene. We do have a collab coming out soon, hopefully, so stay tuned for that. Also, send him a follow. Let him know that I sent you. Make sure you tap into the Discord. That also features myself and at Marky Picks. We post all of our plays in there and our personal exclusive only Discord picks in there as well, all completely free. Make sure you get in there. I'll leave the link to my Discord in my description. But that's it. That's all. My name is Deshaun Raw, host of the Bell to the Bush YouTube channel, and I'm out of here.